All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
It's coming, Rome. It's coming, Rome. Yeah. I love this game. Yeah, baby. It was so good to see Jorginho lift that trophy, obviously with Emerson as well. Look, I mean, I do feel a bit down about the Chelsea boys in the English team that was, unable to lift that trophy, especially one particular Chelsea boy, Declan Rice. I wish he got to lift that trophy. It would have been really good for the Chelsea fans out there. I mean, look, let's face it. I mean, Declan Rice is going to be a Chelsea player. So we better start accepting it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got quite a few people already live. I'm loving this. Thank you so much for the support. Literally, maybe, half an hour ago, did a premiere for Lionel Messi tribute off the back of him winning the Copa America. Do check that out if you do get the time sometime today. It's live in the video section right now. So if you just go to my channel, you shall see that video. Quite a lot of people that are on right now were there as well. So I do appreciate your support all the time. As always, I can see Sudarsan, Chelsea Perspective, Yusuf, Declared, Guadalupe, Mendoza. I'm going to call you Mendoza. Yusuf, Air Hive, Gabriel, Unfaced. I mean, I'm loving it. Thank you so much for all the support, guys, all the time. Today, Alex is here as well. Alex, love to see you, my man. Today, we're going to talk about all the Chelsea players that were involved in Euro 2020, 21. We're in 21, but it was meant to be 2020. We're going to try and do a player's rating, evaluation on them, and also assess, what type of impact these players are going to have for Chelsea in the coming future. So this is going to be interesting because I think there was 17 players that were involved from Chelsea in this Euro 2020. Some didn't get to play at all, so that'll be a bit difficult to rate that, but we'll get around that. But before we start everything, Ishan, my man, how you doing?
The Euro just ended, didn't it? What an end. And first of all, congratulations to Italy. They've been the deserving winner. Right after the group stages went off, we knew that Italy was the strongest team, and I was saying that they deserve to win this. Hard luck for England, and they should keep their chin up and just fight for the next tournament, whichever comes by the way. But then yes, Italy was a better team, and I'm glad they played. Although England played better in the 90 minutes, I'd like to say England was a better team in the 90 minutes. But then what goes around comes around.
Do you think England was the better team in your opinion?
I think so. Especially in the first half. In an overall 90 minute standout, I would say England edged a little bit better as a better team. Yes, Italy got a good goal in the second half, but the goal it shouldn't meant to be. Pickford had a very decent save, and it should have been cleared out. But then the positioning of the defenders was not good enough for that clearance. But then yes, I think so. England played very well in that first half. The thing is that they should have got a couple of more goals in the first half. They were that good, but it didn't happen. I mean, kudos to Italy that they were one goal behind and they came back for another goal in the second half. It's not easy. It's a big Euro final, and if you're one goal down going to the halftime, you need the sets of leaders, the combination of multiple individual leaders in your team to rise against that, and they have that, right from their goalkeeper to to their center forward. They have individual leaders in the team, and that proved their maturity in the game, and they came back with a goal, and then again in the penalties it was how can you beat Donnarumma? I mean, that guy is just amazing, and then surprising factor, he's just a free agent and PSG are gonna snatch him. So yeah, well played. Big kudos to Donnarumma, big up to the whole Italian team, and especially our man Jorginho and Emerson. So very happy for them.
No, 100%. Mendoza, thank you so much for the news. I just checked it. Yes, Jan Forte, I think that's his name. Jan Age Foytov, I think that's how you pronounce it, has just announced that Chelsea will be preparing a big offer to test Dortmund. I mean, look, yeah, it is a news, but we knew this was going to happen anyway. They were going to have to put on an offer. I want this news to develop a little bit more, and maybe we can do a show about it tomorrow. But I do appreciate that, Mendoza, for that particular news. I just checked it. So, yeah, hopefully that offer will be prepared and, a bid will be placed very soon. But as I said, that particular show we'll probably touch on tomorrow. Let it develop it a little bit more. Let it get some more sort of legs on it, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow, hopefully. But today, I wanted to keep talking a little bit more about this game and then start talking about all the players that have been involved in Euros. We can start with Jorginho, obviously, and Emerson, the ones that won. Ishan, I have to agree. The first half, to be honest, I actually woke up in the second half, but then I caught the highlights of the first half, and it looked like England was all over Italy in the beginning. They were out of the blocks on fire. Obviously, scored that goal. But from second half, when I woke up, I started to see Italy really coming back, and Chiesa was running amok, an absolute muck. Bonucci and Chiellini were just blocking things up. Declan Rice played really well, I have to admit. Declan Rice really played really well. Bit surprised that he was taken out. Someone saying Mount wasn't that great. I don't think Mount was that great all throughout the tournament, to be honest. But this particular final, second half especially, I didn't see much of Mason Mount. And Jorginho, for me, second half was very, very good. And all throughout the extra time, he was excellent. He was basically controlling the tempo, making sure in the midfield the ball was getting pinged around nicely, and they found those outlets. Obviously, in the second half, England did have some opportunities as well in the extra time. But overall, I think, Ishan, would you agree that Italy are the deserved winners? They were the best team in the tournament, in my opinion. Yeah. Obviously, England were second best team. To be honest, it was England and Italy were the right teams in the final at the end. Cool. But for me, Italy were the rightful winners. From that perspective, would you agree with that?
100%. Italy deserved to win. I'm not just talking from the final match perspective. I'm talking from the whole tournament point of view. So Italy were a better team. They started very good at their group stages as well, and the way they commanded in the knockout matches were also very much impressive to see. The thing with Italy is that every individual clicked at the moments they wanted to click, and that's what makes this team special. Jorginho had a masterclass performance throughout the whole Euros, and Federico Chiesa, man, I'm a fan of this guy. This guy has left me in splits, man. Wow. He is a raw talent. Yeah. What a guy he is, man. And it was, the whole first half that we're talking about where Italy wasn't good. Yeah, Italy were absolutely dreadful in the first half. There were so many.
By the way, Chiesa's only 23 as well, man. He's young. I feel like I've heard of his name for a while.
He was the only one who I was looking at the perspective that yes, this is the only guy who's giving in efforts in the first half. He tried to take the ball and go into spaces where there were gaps made by English defenders, and Chiesa is a guy who has that spark in him, that hunger in him to go up front and create chances or else score a goal. He was fantastic, and Italy were at the same time were very dreadful in the first half. Italy, to me, in the first half were like Brazil in the final against Argentina in Copa America. Absolutely dreadful. Their passes, there were so many failed passes. There were so many lot of interceptions by the English midfielders. By the way, English midfielders did a very decent job. Big up to Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice for their performance, especially in the first half. They were absolutely spot on. So yeah, the Federico Chiesa, man, what a guy, what a player he's going to be, and what a weapon Juventus have with the likes of Chiesa and Kulusevski together being a raw young talent. They are going leaps and bounds in their career for sure.
100%. Before we start the ratings, I do want to touch on a particular topic that needs to be talked about. So live chat, we got 50 people, over 50. Smash the like button. Let's get to the likes. Let's aim for even more than 100 likes today. As Ishan would like to say, we should start aiming for 150 likes from streams these days. So let's get the likes up to at least 50. As we've got more than 50 people, helps the channel out a lot. And check out Ishan's socials in the description. But Ishan, I want to talk about two probably things before we start doing the ratings, and I think the live chat deserves to get our sort of opinion on it, and I want to know what the live chat has to say about this as well. One, Ishan, I've maintained this conversation throughout about Gareth Southgate. I think he's done very well to take England all the way to the final. And let's be honest, it's been pretty much a home tournament for them. Like they've been at home besides one game, I believe, where they played away from home. From that perspective, from Southgate, I expected, with all the talent that you have, my man, you've got some amazing talent. True. You should be dominating every game. You really should be dominating every game. And the fact that in the final, you waited till the 119th minute to bring on Rashford and Sancho. When you have these two firepower to literally bring in and maybe take the game from Italy and win the game way before, you brought them in just for the penalties. And at the end, they missed the penalties anyway. First, talk about Gareth Southgate. Do you think the amount of talent that this man has, is he good enough of a manager to win a trophy? He could go all the way to the finals. We've seen that. But is he actually good enough to win a trophy? He kind of gives me Ole Gunnar Solskjaer vibes, where he can do well and reach a final, but he can't win the final. He's just not good enough as a manager to do that. What do you think about that?
No, I'm glad that you brought up this topic, and this needs to be talked about, about Gareth Southgate and his decisions. Even not just us, but all the whole England fans fraternity know that, listen, he might not be the perfect guy for them to maybe win something big. Yes, they reached the finals, but then look at the decisions that he's made in this final. It's absolutely horrific. I mean, it does not make any sort of sense, first of all, to make a 19-year-old Bukayo Saka take the last penalty. Why are you doing this to him? It is absolutely criminal act. He's just 19 years old. He's never taken a penalty in his life for England, and you've just thrown him to take the most important penalty of maybe his life. I mean, no, you can't do that. And especially talking about the changes that you've said, you're absolutely spot on. Italy is the team who rely on the passing ability more than the running ability. England are a team who likes to run with the ball more. They have the pace, they have the spark in them. So each and every segment in the pitch that you see has the outburst of space in them, and that's what they are good at. But then what you're doing here is that waiting till the 117th minute to bring this Bukayo Saka, Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford. It's senseless. I mean, why would you do that? And also Grealish. He should maybe, from my opinion, he should have started. I did not understand, the formation for the back three formation that they played. Kudos to them. They scored an early goal by virtue of Kieran Trippier, who's playing as a wing back position. Kudos to that. But then look at what happened at the later stages of the game. Fine, if once you've released, you've taken back Kyle Walker and brought up Marcus Rashford, that means you're going back to a back four, right? But then it's too late. You know that when it's a 1-1 equalizer, you need to have goals. You cannot just defend and sit there. Your mission for the first is not to go to the penalties and play the lucky card there. No. For your mission after getting a 1-1 is to get a goal. Your first mission, and you have the advantage of that. You have so many substitutes there who have that outburst pace in them. They can run out each and every defense Italy had in their arsenal. But then no, you wait till the 190.
For example, Ishan, I didn't understand the taking of Rice and bringing on Henderson. I mean, why?
And again, the worst part of that was Henderson comes on and that. Till one point of time, that's fine. Okay, fine. But then what happens when it comes to penalties? Again, you're taking out Henderson.
You're taking him off.
This guy make it make sense. I mean, he's won the Champions League for Liverpool. He's won the Premier League for Liverpool after 30 years. He has that experience in him, and you need experienced guys in this point of time. You need the guys whose nerves are already calm, who've been there in that position. But then, I mean, you're taking off Henderson and bringing in Sancho and a Rashford. I mean, that's some immature managing. I would like to say that was shocking.
100%, man, 100%. I did not understand some of those substitution. And then this Chelsea perspective. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Was the order of the penalty takers the manager's choice? I would have to say he would have a huge input in it, because at the end of the day,
he has,
manager,
right? The manager only decides, right? Yeah.
Well, he could probably consult with the captain and some of the senior players, but at the end of the day, the manager is the one who would have to decide this, because none of the players should be taking blame on who the selection should be. You're the manager. You decide. The buck stops with you. So,
and talking about the best player of the tournament being Raheem Sterling, where was he? Why was he?
This is the thing. I can't imagine how players like Luke Shaw, who's a free kick taker, has a good shooting technique. How come he's not taking a penalty? How come Raheem Sterling? You should be stepping up, brother. Like Jack Grealish, you guys are meant to be the top dogs in the Premier League. Yet you're letting Sancho and Saka, I can't believe they allowed Saka to take the last. That's not fair on a 19-year-old to do that. Why isn't Harry Kane taking the last one? The most important one generally is the last one. Why is it? Anyway, total shambles. That's about that. The second topic that I really want to talk about is, man, the hooliganism. Oh my God. It's just a football game, man. Like, there are other things in life that is so much more important than football. As Jurgen Klopp has said, football is probably the most important thing out of the least important things. Football is the most important out of the least important. So, man, I tweeted, I've been to England twice. Specifically, I stayed around London. Once I was in East London, and the other time I was outside of London a little bit. I can't remember the exact name. I think it's Surrey, maybe. I can't really remember the name now. But the first time I was there in East London, I'll tell you right now, Ishan, in the live chat, let me know if any of you guys are living in England or in and around London, how you feel there. I'll tell you right now, Ishan, I never felt safe when I was going out, man. Nighttime, with my missus, with my younger brother, with my friends and family over there. Every time I went nighttime, like subway or in the train or wherever, especially the one game, the last time I went was West Ham versus Liverpool. And West Ham won. But even then, I was so intimidated by their fan base. I was in my normal clothing, no Chelsea clothing or anything like that, because I know I'd get my ass whooped over there if I go in Chelsea clothing. So I made sure that I wasn't anything like that. My brother and I, we went to watch the match. West Ham beat Liverpool. It was 2015, December sort of period. And I remember coming back, there were so many drunks in the train, and they were intimidating, man. They were very scary, misbehaving with many people. As you can imagine, when you drink up so much, you're not in the, and oh man, like I don't understand why it is this bad, especially in UK. I like in Australia, there's plenty of sporting events, and Declared is an Aussie in the live chat at the moment. He'll probably vouch with me. I've been to many sporting events. Yeah, you get sometimes some issues here and there, but you never get that hooliganism that we saw, the footages. Yeah. I mean, even in India as well, Ishan, like I see a lot of cricket matches and whatnot. Yeah. You never get where they beat up people and come on, man, that's insane.
No, 100%, man. I mean, football is a sport, and it should always be viewed as a sport. You know, keep your life aside and this sport aside. You know, there are many things in life which is important rather than this thing. So, you know, I mean, it's so heartbreaking to see some of the videos that we've already discussed that, you know, that are outbursting in the internet regarding this whole final in England. I mean, it's horrendous. I mean, you know, there's something called as peace. Why just don't we celebrate in peace? Why just don't we, you know, even if we are fan, the opponent fans are also fans, right? So why don't you look with that perspective that, listen, if we are human beings and we are fans, even they are human beings and they are fans. You keep your opinions, you support your team with your full might and with your full right. That's fine, that's perfect. But then do not assault somebody, do not humiliate anybody, do not have any sort of racial comments about anybody, do not humiliate anybody. I mean, my heart really goes out to the three guys who missed penalty last night: Sancho, Saka, and Rashford. They've been brutally racially abused on internet, and it was expected. The moment they missed penalty, the moment Rashford missed penalty,
I knew exactly. As soon as Sancho missed, as soon as Rashford missed, as soon as Saka missed, you knew the whole internet was gonna blast these players. It's just
the moment Saka missed the penalty, I was like, man, this guy should take some holiday and fly to somewhere else.
And you know what, Ishan? I'm so worried about they're so young. Rashford, Sancho, Saka. Imagine getting
just
that
19,
much hate.
Just a teenager, man.
Yeah, man. Imagine getting that much hate and abuse in social media. I just hope their families get them and really give them a hug and tell them, stay away from all of this.
Yeah.
Go, as you said, go on a holiday. Forget about all this. Football's not the greatest thing in life. You're going to have many things in life which are going to be far more greater. But it's so important, Ishan, as you said, it could damage someone mentally, these sort of things, man.
It does, and it did to many of the football players, but they don't come out and say. Just look at the performance. It's dip in performances for the likes of Morata. He's come in front and said very clearly that, listen, I've been abused many times, and I've been abused brutally in the most brutal way you can ever imagine. So, man, come on. We know that a player is a player. He's still a human being, and human beings do make mistakes. Let's not get, there are levels to everything. You can criticize keeping one level at one time, right? Do not cross that level by any means. Everybody has a life. Everybody has a family. Everybody has their kids to love, the mom and dad to love. Do not abuse like that anybody. Do not humiliate. Do not assault anybody. In India, the just like the way people are crazy about football in European countries, and especially England. In India, people are crazy about cricket, and it's like a religion here. It's more than anything cricket, and people like follow to every bits and pieces for the sport, and we are more passionate enough. We know our rivalries with other countries as well, right? But there are some slanderings and banterings and all those stuffs, but then we know that, listen, this is called a gentleman's game for a reason, and there is a limit to everything, man. There is a limit to everything. Even with like we Indians have our arch rivals Pakistan, right, in cricket. But even when we play together in World Cups, right, that I've not heard anybody slandering or beating up or there's any physical violence or something. No. If someone from front comes and then tries to violate you, then maybe some kind of bust up. But or else here it's like, listen, we're here for this game. I'm here to love my country. You're here to love your country. Let's play the sport and let the best team win. That's it. And the inside.
And then once the game is over, let's move on.
It's done. Let's move on. There are many games to play. We're not getting any money for that, right? So just go into your homes and work your ass, right? I'm sorry for that, but then, come on.
Exactly right. Omar Khan, thank you so much for this particular comment. Miz, I think you're being so unfair that you're blaming Grealish, Sterling, and Shaw for not taking a pen. Gareth said himself, look, man, I'm not. Maybe it came out like that. I'm not blaming them, but what I'm trying to say, we've said at the end of the day, Gareth Southgate is the one that decides it. What I'm saying is, whether Grealish and Sterling and Shaw, did they at least go up to the gaffer and say, can I get can I be in the chance as well? I know you're making the final decision, but can I put my hand up and be in that conversation as opposed to Sancho, Rashford, and Saka and whatnot? But that's what I'm saying. I mean, they might have done it. They might not have. I don't know. But yeah, at the end of the day, it is
a win and loss is a collective thing. You don't lose individually, nor you win individually. It's a team sport, and you win and lose collectively. So you cannot blame any individual, right?
Exactly. All right, let's start doing these ratings, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 70 people on. Let's smash the like button. Let's get the likes up to 70. Come on, guys, helps the channel out a lot. And if you're enjoying this, I'm telling you, you're definitely going to enjoy these ratings now, because it's going to spark some really good conversations. And we're going to talk about their futures as well, what kind of impact they may have. So let's smash the like buttons and get the likes to 70 straight away. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Very important. Race to 6,000 is on. Okay, Ishan, first up, let's talk about some of the fringe sort of players and get them out of the way. I want to start with Ethan Ampadu. I didn't watch too many Wales games, so I can't comment too much, but I saw one of the earlier matches. I can't remember exactly who the team was now, but he came off the bench, and I think the second one or the third one, he got a red card. Overall, I don't think he had any impact, Ishan. I don't think this Euros did any sort of favors for him off the back of two not so great loan situations for him. True. I mean, I don't even know whether we can even give him a red. I suppose we can, because he got himself a red card and he came off the bench. I would have to say probably got a 0 out of 10. Like, I don't know how else to give him. Like, I don't know. What's your thoughts? Live chat, what would you give Ethan Ampadu? But Ishan, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, the only highlight that Ethan Ampadu made was the red card. Yeah, or apart from that, I don't remember anything else. But then, yeah, it was a chance for him to make a mark on the Wales team. You know, Wales especially is a team where, you know, there is Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey, and then nobody else. Yeah, so you can make your mark, create something out of nothing, and really come to the headlines. Ampadu played a little bit decent in the couple of games, but then, yeah, on an overall basis, he hasn't impressed much. The game that he got red card, I think so. That's the game where he was a little bit impressive, and he was trying to catch his legs and trying to create something. But then, you know, the red card was unfortunate. And one question that came to my mind is, Miz, I would like to ask you: does these red cards in big occasions and big games and in national games, let's say, does it affect your domestic career or maybe your club career?
Or as in, does it impact? Like, if you get a red card in international, does it impact?
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't. No. So what you're saying is, are they going to miss a domestic cup, domestic league match off the back of a red card?
Yeah, no. It's more like it creates an impression, right? It creates a perception in someone's mind that you've been red carded in your national squad, or maybe your performances because of that might dip down because you're low in confidence. So does that make any mark on that?
Well, that's the thing that we want to talk about, right, Ishan? I think it may in this scenario. I feel like had Ethan Ampadu had a okayish Euros, maybe someone like Thomas Tuchel, it would have caught his eyes that, okay, he's had a very all right for, you know, Wales. Maybe we give him an opportunity in the preseason and see how it goes. Now that he has not even caught the eye, I don't know how he gets any sort of favorable sort of situation from Thomas Tuchel. When Thomas Tuchel is looking at the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and so on and so forth, it's going to be very difficult. We've already stacked in defense and in midfield, like the defensive midfield position. I don't know how Ethan Ampadu gets in. Honestly, it's going to be very difficult. So, I mean, for me, as I said, I don't even know if I can rate this particular player. For me,
no, he's played some games, but then let's give him.
What would you say? What would you say?
A 3.5 or a 3.5.
Okay, let's update this. We'll give.
But anybody in the live chat can help us, because
help us.
Anybody has a different perspective. You can definitely come in front.
Happy to change it around. I mean, for whoever at the end of the day.
Says Ampadu gets a -2.
All right. That's pretty crazy. Yusuf is giving Ampadu a 1. Declared now has changed it to a 2. Let me just put this back on again. Here we go. Look, we've been generous. We give him a 3. Maybe we change it to a 2. All right, let's now talk about Michy Batshuayi. I don't even think he even participated.
No.
Did he even play?
0.
Yeah, that's a 0. Straight up 0. Let's just straight away give that man a 0, which sounds harsh, but it is what it is. I mean, Batshuayi.
It's not his fault, isn't it?
It's not his fault, but what do you do, man? It is what it is, man. It's tough life out there. So, okay. There's not much to talk about Michy Batshuayi, to be honest. He's not featured. That's all we can say. By the way, the man needs to leave Chelsea. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I don't even know his contract situation. Maybe he's got one more year. I can't believe he's still with us, honestly. The guy needs to go. If we don't get a striker, I've just pinned it. Obviously, there's some news about Haaland. Hopefully, we do get Haaland. But if we don't, I don't want to end up with Michy Batshuayi. He's got to go. He's got to go. Get out of here, my man, please. Okay, next up, let's talk about the French boys. Quite a few boys over there.
Yeah.
Kurt Zouma, I don't think he featured either.
No, 0 games.
And another player who's already on the outer with Thomas Tuchel, not featuring in France as well.
Yeah.
Do you see any future for this player?
Zouma, I my heart goes out to this man because he scored more goals than Aubameyang. What else can I say? I wish he stayed because his irreliability really impresses me. But then if he's not in the plans of Thomas Tuchel, I'm nobody to tell him to stay. So yeah, if he leaves, he leaves.
Look, the live chat agrees as well. Zouma 0 NS, I suppose. Look, 0.
Yeah, it's a better,
Yeah, 0 when we say, you know what? Okay, fine. We change it up. I think some people might take this a bit differently if we don't change this up. No score. Yeah, let's go. No score. And Zouma as well, no score. All right, let's talk about Olivier Giroud. I think did he feature?
Yeah, he did. He did. But he most probably in every match he came, he was a substitute. He played for 15, 20 minutes or so, like that. So he was there, but he didn't.
Germany against Germany. I can't remember. Maybe he did. But basically, the reason why I can't remember is he might have just come so late in the piece.
Yeah, and he had not much great impact, Yeah.
Exactly. Another player, he's on the way out anyway. AC Milan, it's almost done and dusted. I'm pretty sure sometime this week, by the end of this week, we're going to probably see a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. So he'll be gone. Look, the live chat saying 3s. Xavier is saying 5. Man,
just because
average.
Giroud came out and scored a penalty, right? When it was shootout against Switzerland.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see. You're giving him points for that. That's interesting.
So that at least him ahead of Ampadu.
At least gets him ahead of Ampadu. Yeah, right. You know what? I think we're doing injustice to give Ampadu a 3. He needs to be a 2, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe even a 1. Yeah, you know what? Probably a 1 now to think about it. Okay.
Let's give him a 1. Or else the bar goes away.
Yeah, exactly. Giroud, live cat is saying 3. Is 3 a decent number, Ishan?
Yeah,
5, I feel like it's a bit too much, man.
Now since you've shifted Ampadu to 1, 3 is good for Giroud.
Yeah, that makes sense. And look, I think France definitely missed a trick with Giroud. Had Giroud probably started, I think he would have got the better of Mbappe and Griezmann. So they've missed a trick. Look, no disrespect to Mr. Benzema. He had a very good tournament as well. But I think if you look at the overall balance of the team, France missed a trick with Giroud. Okay, so we talked about Giroud. We talked about Zouma. N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante, I think he was very good. I personally think for every France game that he's played, I thought he was very, very good. He allowed Pogba to do what he needed to do. He was an absolute engine in the middle against Germany. I still remember that was pretty much blocked off Germany. Switzerland as well, although they ended up losing that and Switzerland came back 3-0. I thought Kante was a better player in that team. Yeah. The one game where I was a bit surprised, I think, Ishan, was Hungary. Well, what'd you think about Kante's performance, man?
Oh no, Kante has been decent, just because Pogba played better because it was the reason because Kante was there beside him, right? So Pogba could play more freely and then become a more attacking mindset player because Kante was there to cover everything else. So yeah, people would argue that Pogba was better than Kante, but Pogba was better than Kante because of Kante. So it doesn't make sense. So yeah, Kante played very decent. whichever game he plays, he has an impact because the department of work that he covers in the pitch it's absolutely unique, and nobody can do that. So
100.
Kante is Kante, man. Give him at least
7 is decent. I think
7,
that's
6.5 5 or 7. I really wish France could have qualified for further rounds as well, so that we could have rated him high. But then 6.5 or a 7 is fine for Kante.
I think you're right, man. 6.5, 7. I bumped him up to 7 because I thought he was actually one of France's better players, man. He was definitely good. Look, located line is saying 8. The reason why I wouldn't give 8, at the end of the day, you do need to, for me to give an 8 and all of that, you do need to progress further and have a huge impact in the team. I mean, he has had a huge impact, but 8's just a bit too much to give when your team hasn't done that well. So I think 7's decent. Okay, so we've pretty much covered the French players. Let's go to German players now. Kai Havertz, for me, probably one of the best players in this tournament, I would have to say. I know Germany didn't progress further, but had they have done that, I think Kai Havertz would have been their main player. But up until England, he was their main player. And in fact, against England, he would... Oh my days! He created so many opportunities. His teammates, Timo Werner, who we will come to, did not put those chances away. But Hungary, he was important equalizer. Portugal, absolutely in the mix of things against Portugal. For me, he had a very, very good tournament. Ishan, what do you think?
Yeah. Now, Kai Havertz has been one of the best Chelsea players in Euros. So he scored some goals. He's created so many chances, and he started regularly, right from match 1 till whichever match Germany played. He started regularly, and he had that impact in the game. So Kai Havertz to me was very, very impressive. From my opinion, he should at least get an 8.
Yeah, I would have to give Kai Havertz an 8 because his performances as a false 9 or sometimes drifting on the left side, cutting back in, sometimes even like it's that fluid front 3 that Thomas Tuchel sort of has. There were at times throughout the matches, in different matches, where he looked a little bit out of it, but most of the times he was there. He was always dropping deep, linking up, great passing visions. And he was the main culprit up front to help Germany with the goals. So he was Germany's one of the main players. I would have to give him. I think he needs to get an 8 out of 10. There's no doubt about that. And the live chat agrees as well. There's a lot of 8s and 7s. Look, I think 8's a decent one as well. Timo Werner. By the way, before we go to Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, since we've given him an 8, we just need to talk about him in terms of the future. I feel like he'll have a big impact next season, man. Your thoughts?
Yeah, true. 100%. I'm very excited for this guy. He's found his feet in the later stages of the concluded season, and the runs, the vision, the passes that he makes it's very sharp and very precise. We've never doubted his first touch and the one touch gameplay. He's been very fabulous in that. So next season I'll be very excited to see this guy. And one thing more is that how Thomas Tuchel would play this guy. If we get a striker, where would he play? If we don't get a striker, where would he play? So there is still a question mark regarding his the place that he plays and which number does he play. But then he's going to be a very exciting prospect next season.
100%, man, 100%. I mean, if we end up getting Haaland, hopefully we do. Him along with Haaland is going to be electrifying. All right, Timo Werner. I don't think he put up a good case. I mean, he obviously had a good season with Chelsea, goal contribution, but he's missed some amazing chances. Even for Germany, that game against England, oh man, Kai Havertz set him up and he missed. Had he put that away, it could have been a different game. You said it perfectly not that long ago, Ishan. I remember. It's because of Timo Werner and his lack of goal-scoring abilities in last season why we're forced into this season to buy someone like Haaland for 150 million because, let's face it, we couldn't get those goals. I'm hoping we get the goals next season, but live chat is saying 4s and 5s. I would have to give him a 4. Firstly, he didn't even feature that much for Germany. He came off the bench. I remember he came off the bench against France and he was nothing. He gave nothing. Against Hungary as well. He might have come off the bench. I can't remember. And once again, nothing. Ishan, what do you think about Timo Werner?
Nah, man, come on. I mean, the same case with Chelsea. Yeah, he's forced even Germany to play a false nine. So it does not help. It does not help anybody. He's not helping anybody, man. So yeah, I mean, definitely Kai Havertz has been the prospect, the main guy for Germany when it comes to the front lines. Yes, with the help of Gnabry and Müller, they've performed quite decently in a few games. But then Werner, first of all, he's not started regularly to get a good rating, and then next, whenever he started, he's done what he does, missing chances. So let's give him a.
You know what? I'm questioning my 4, Ishan. I'm not even sure he's worth getting a 4. He's probably a 3.
I'm saying 3. Yeah.
I don't even think he deserves a 4, man. I don't think he's done anything. I mean, he's probably close to Ethan Ampadu. At least Ethan Ampadu got himself a red card.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're putting. And if you're putting Giroud and Timo Werner at the same rate, I mean, Giroud scored a penalty, at least a penalty, and then Werner hasn't. So come on, man.
True, man. True. All right. The last German player, Antonio Rüdiger, my man, the beast.
Wow.
Antonio Rüdiger. I personally think he had an all right Euros. I think Germany overall under Joachim Löw is not good. It's not the classic Germany of 2014 or even 2010 and earlier on under Joachim Löw, where we saw brilliant, free-flowing football and such great attack and constantly penetrating the opposition.
Yeah.
But since 2014, it's been sort of dying down, and Tony Cruz, more. Yeah, he's playing as a regista, but he's not really going out there and finding those key passes through the middle. Same with Gundogan. Overall, I don't think Joachim Löw got the tactical side of things right with Germany. They should be able to penetrate the opposition's goal a lot more, which they couldn't. Defensively, they press so high up, the oppositions look for counters and they end up getting the counters. But, for me, Rüdiger was decent. I wouldn't say he was. Some are saying Brent's saying 7.5. I'd probably say somewhere around 6.5 to 7. But still, for me, 6.5 is not that bad. I would have to consider. You have to look at where Germany has been in the competition as well. They've conceded as well. So for me, I would give 6.5 to a 7. But 7 is probably a bit too much in my opinion. 6.5 still is a okay-ish tournament for Rüdiger off the back of a very, very good domestic tournament for Chelsea, obviously, season for Chelsea, under Thomas Tuchel especially. Ishan, what do you think, man?
Yeah, 6.5 is decent. Rüdiger has been good. No complaints about him, Also, Germany as a whole, when it comes to defensive standpoint, Germany as a whole struggled. It's not just an individual like a Rüdiger or a Hummels or a Manuel Neuer, that they collectively have struggled. So yeah, I think so. But the fact that Rüdiger, the way he shaped himself for these past few years, and his performance here has been quite decent. So yeah, I think so. 6.5 is good.
I can see live chat saying 5s, 7s, 6s. It's mixed. I mean, he did a very good job against.
We can't put 7, right? Because he's not played better than Kante or maybe equal to Kante. So.
Exactly. When you think about it in that perspective, we've given Kante a 7, and we thought he did really well. We can't be giving Rüdiger a 7 as well, because I don't think he's played in that Kante level, but it was okay. Yusuf saying, gotta go, Miz, Ishan in live chat, nice stream, 100 here, sub. Thank you so much, my man. Yusuf, enjoy your rest of the day. Hope to see you again in the live chat. Live chat, we've got over 140 people live. Let's get the smash. Let's get the likes up. Let's smash the like button and let's get the likes up to over 100, guys. Helps the channel out a lot, as I said. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. And I hope you are enjoying the rating so far. So let's carry on. All right, let's look at the England team. We're going to have some interesting conversation right here. Some controversial, I don't know. We'll see. Chilwell, no score.
Chilwell and Reece James, both.
Can I say something, though, for Chilwell? I I completely understand now, and I don't know whether Live Cat agrees with me or whether Ishan will agree with me. I did not rate Luke Shaw that much in the season. Then again, I didn't watch enough Man United games. I was watching more Chelsea games, of course. And, I thought Chilwell was one of the best ones in the league. Like for me, I thought Chilwell was number one left back. But all the Man United fans kept on saying, no, Luke Shaw, Luke Shaw, Luke Shaw. This England tournament, I pretty much watch all England matches. I have to say, he's a very good left back, man. He's a very, very, very good left back. So I can understand why Chilwell didn't play. But yeah, well, what's your thoughts? Would you have wanted to see a little bit more of Chilwell, or you can understand that Luke Shaw didn't play?
Nah, Luke Shaw. You can't replace him now. He is a mammoth of a player now. He's proven Jose Mourinho wrong. So who are we?
Yeah.
That guy is. I mean, the way he shaped himself this past year, it's unbelievable. And you cannot. I think so. Same goes with Harry Maguire. He's been great for United in the later stages of the previous season, and also in the Euros he's been very decent. So whenever we watched an England game, we knew that if England is gonna concede they're not going to concede in an open play. They will concede in a set piece. That's exactly what happened in the semi-finals. That's exactly what happened in the final. Both of the stages, they've scored only. They've conceded only 2 goals, right? England, and both of them has come in the set piece situation. So they've been so good in open play. So yeah, and that, let's give a big up to Maguire and Luke Shaw. And Luke Shaw has
100%. 100%. The English defense.
I cannot say that Chilwell should have started, or maybe even got some minutes over Luke Shaw. He was totally an animal, Luke Shaw.
Yeah, even I can't say that. To be honest, even I can't say that. And Shaw, I think he scored in the final. Did he score? He definitely assisted couple.
He assisted many
for Harry Kane against Ukraine. I think a few other games as well. I don't know whether he scored more. I'm not sure, but defensively he's been rock solid as well. Like I don't think I've seen him make any mistakes. So, and that was a great finish in the final from Luke Shaw. All right, Reece James. I only saw him against Scotland. I think Scotland started. I think he started against Scotland. Live chat, let us know.
Right?
Live chat, let us know whether Reece James. I'm pretty sure he started against Scotland. I remember him playing against Scotland. I'm very certain he played against Scotland. I don't know whether he played any other matches, but against Scotland, at least he looked good. I can't complain. He looked very good. So even though it was a 0-0, but I don't know. Live chat is saying 2. Brent is saying 5. I was sort of thinking 5 as well. Yeah. Osmane is saying yes, he did against Scotland. I remember he played against. Started the game against. Okay. Look, I don't think he played any other games, but against Scotland he did decent.
Yeah, he played 90 minutes against Scotland. Unfazed, CC is saying in your chat.
Yeah, I would have to give him a 5 at least. I remember that Scotland. So. Ishan, do you remember? Have you seen any of?
No, I've not seen Reece James. I've not watched that match very closely against Scotland. I've watched the highlights, but then I did not watch.
No problems. We'll move swiftly to Mason Mount because there's not much to talk about Reece James, but I did watch that match against Scotland. In all honesty, Scotland should have won, but Reece James, I could not complain. He was good. He was actually very good.
So that this rating is only for that one single match, right?
Yeah, I mean I can't give him a 10 because that would seem ridiculous. But because of it's a tournament, 5 is an average 50%, so he's done all right. Mason Mount, Ishan. Live chat. Let me know about Mason Mount. For me personally, I have to say this. Fantastic season for Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea player of the season. England, I don't know, man. I don't think he had the greatest tournament for England. I'm not saying he had a bad tournament, but he did not have a spectacular tournament. He wasn't one of the ones that impacted the game for England. Tried to press, but England's pressing is embarrassing. They don't press as a unit. Although the first half against Italy was the first time I saw them do something as a unit, but that died off in the second half. So they only managed to do for 45 minutes. But throughout the tournament, I think Mason was missing players like Kovacic and Kante and Jorginho who press as a unit together. he didn't have that. So for me, so someone was saying 5s and 6s. I would have to probably say, I mean, there was an assist from a corner. I think it was a Harry Kane header, maybe. Oh no, Henderson header. It was a Henderson header against Ukraine. Ishan, what's your thoughts, man, about Mason Mount?
No, you're spot on. Mason Mount hasn't had the greatest of tournaments. Whatever he's displayed in Chelsea was so spectacular to watch. Not just on the ball but also off the ball. But in terms of England, he did his job when it comes to off the ball thing. We cannot come here and say he did not do at all. If that was the case, that he wouldn't have been starting for England for the majority of the games, but he did. And off the ball, he was fine, and he was pressing. The pressing that Mason Mount made was fine, and the job was done there. But it did not look that spectacular because he didn't have the chemistry. That there is always a tempo there. There is always a fluidic flow when it comes to off the ball pressing. And in Chelsea, he has that with the likes of Kante, Jorginho, or Kovacic, or maybe a Kai Havertz. They all sync it up and have the off the ball pressing thing. But in England, the scene is different, right? Yes, there is this big mate Declan Rice there, but he plays in a different club. For the majority part of the season, he's played in a different with different people around him, and there's Henderson, there's Calvin Phillips, and there's the likes of Sterling, who plays different kinds of football. So the synchronization of the ball was could not just click, and Mason Mount was pressing. Mason, it's not like he did not press. He did press in every game he played. He tried to do his bits of the ball.
But the issue was that he was pressing by himself, and his team wasn't coming along.
True,
so
exactly.
It made his press irrelevant. You know what I mean?
That's what the synchronization did not work. It's not like the Mason Mount single-handedly can press the ball and do all the interceptions and take the ball off every single time. No, there has to be a synchronization, and that did not set up with the other guy. So he did his work off the ball. On the ball, yes. In the final, he was dreadful on the ball, absolutely dreadful. But on the other games as well, he was fine. I think so. In the group stages, he was very good on the ball as well, and in the knockout stages as well, he was in the semi-finals. He was pretty good on the ball, but then he did not score. He did make one assist, or maybe one more than one. I don't remember, but one clearly.
I think it was just one assist, man, in the whole tournament.
So it was just one assist. So yeah, I think so. A 6. I would give Mason Mount a 6.
I ended up giving him a 5.5 because I just thought, when you think about it, against Croatia, honestly, I thought Croatia was a better team for most of the game. Although England ended up winning, but I thought Croatia was the better team all throughout through most of the parts of the game. Against Scotland, I really thought Scotland should have won. I didn't get to watch the Czech game, but I think Mason Mount missed that anyway. And then in the second rounds, I don't think Mason had much of an impact. So I'm giving him a 5.5. Some are saying 8, which is pretty crazy. Unfazed is saying 5.5, which is fairs. Nat, he is a very, very good comment. England can't progress to the middle. That's why Mount suffered a lot more. Yeah, I mean, maybe it doesn't suit the way England was playing, or the way Gareth Southgate was set up. It probably didn't suit. Okay, let's talk about Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta, I think, had a decent impact in Spain. When he came on, they started to win. He got a goal as well. Against Italy, I think Spain looked very good against Italy. They pressed well. They really dominated Italy. The only team that actually dominated Italy. Played well against Croatia. Obviously, Croatia came back as well. It was a bit topsy-turvy from Azpilicueta. Obviously didn't start, but then came back. Well, how do you assess his performance in Euros?
The amount of times I've seen Azpilicueta with Spain in this Euros, he's been very good. He's been very good. Yeah.
And let's not forget, Ishan, his age. I think, 31, 32?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
He's Spain's number 1 right back at this age.
Exactly. And whatever matches he's played, he's not just been very lethal defensively, but also offensively. He's made some good runs, and he's got that goal. He's got that very important goal under his name. So Azpilicueta for me was very, very decent in this Euros. Big up to him, because he's carried that momentum from the Champions League, winning the Champions League and coming up to space in Spain to give them, some sort of enjoyment. Spain, I did not expect much from them, but they've done quite decently. And they've reached where people were not expecting them to reach, and Azpilicueta is one of the reasons for that. He's played very brilliantly in my point of view. So about the rating, I don't know. I mean, a 6.5 or a 7, at least a 7, I think so.
If we're giving Kante a 7, and Aspi went further than France,
at least
so he would have to get a 7, and I think he was an important change for Spain. Because before that they looked a bit strange, and they were kind of peaking. They came across an Italian team that was just very smart, but I think Spain played very good. Had they just had a better striker, whoever that guy was, Ariza, but I can't remember, not Morata, that Arizabala or something, not Arizabala.
Arizabala is our keeper, man.
Not Arizabala. Arizabal or something, I can't remember, man. I think he's one of those Spanish strikers. Live chat, help me out who that striker was for Spain, man.
It's Oyarzabal.
Oyarzabal, yeah, man. He kept on missing everything. Yeah, there you go, Oyarzabal. And Morata, obviously he got that equalizer, but at the end of the day, if they had a proper striker, I think the Spain team could have done something. Okay, who else do we have that we haven't gone through as yet? I'm just trying. Christensen, Andreas Christensen. Oh my God. Wow. I think he had a fantastic tournament, man. The way I know Denmark, they had 2 losses to start off with, and obviously that shock with Eriksen, but the way they stood up, the way Christensen, it seemed like he became a man in this tournament. He just developed from a boy to a man. Yeah. And then that goal, that screamer of a goal against Russia, defensively strong as well. Against England too, I thought he had a very good game, man. Very, very good game. Kept England. I think at the end, England ended up winning 2-1, but it was quite even up until full time. It was 1-1. What do you make of his performance, Ishan? I think he's injured now, but hopefully he'll be back for us.
No, I'm so happy for Christensen that he's helped his country to get further in the competition. He's been so lethal for them, and that scream out, my God, man! Where did he pull that from? I mean,
what technique!
Beautiful. That was beautiful, and not just that, but defensively, Denmark have been so good. They've been so good. My heart goes out to first of all Christian Eriksen. He could not. Whatever happened was such an unfortunate event, and he's got the whole support from his whole team. So I think so. It was a very decent performance from Christensen and Denmark as well. I mean, I was so happy to see Denmark get so further into the competition. I was very happy. I thought they would reach at least into the finals, and they could have, but then unlucky. But then yes, Christensen was very, very lethal for them. Talking about the ratings, I think so. At least an 8.
I've put in an 8 as well. I was hoping you'd say 8 too. I've given him 8. Declan in Ireland, thank you so much for bringing the stats. He's doing he's the statistician in the background, doing all the hard work for the other side of the coin, bringing out all these stats. Christians have played 6 games for 520 minutes and 1 goal. Yeah, man, immense. Denmark, just before they played the game against England, who they played before England?
Sweden.
Slovakia, wasn't it?
Sweden or Ukraine, or was it Ukraine?
Ukraine played England. Denmark played. Guys, let us know who Denmark played before England. I think it was Czech. It might have been Czech, wasn't it?
Czech Republic.
They beat Czech Republic. Yeah, and I think they beat Czech Republic 2-0 as well. So it was a good game. Okay, yeah, some people are saying Billy Gilmour. Let's talk about him, man. 1 match he played, man of the match. You know what? This will have to be an exception, because I know Reece James, we gave him a 5, but with Billy, I mean, it's not his fault. He ended up getting the disease, and he was knocked out of it. But that one game, he absolutely bossed it, got the man of the match. I'm pretty sure if he was still available for the next one against Czech Republic, pretty sure I think they played Czech Republic after that, that they could have done a bit of a madness against Czech Republic. Oh, no, it was Croatia. I think it was Croatia. And we need to do Kovacic, by the way. Billy wasn't there, and Kovacic and Modric absolutely run amok with Croatia. But for me, this one will be an exception. Yeah. That game against England was fantastic. I would have to give him an 8 for that one. 7.5, at least 7.5 to an 8, somewhere there. 7.5, 8. That's the range I'm looking for. Sensational. Got himself a loan move to Norwich. We're all going to be watching Norwich. Over 100 people live right now. Don't lie to me. You're all going to be watching Norwich next season. They'll be your second team. We'll be following, Billy Gilmour. Can't wait to see what madness he does with Norwich. But Ishan, what's your thoughts about Billy Gilmour?
No, this guy is special. Everybody knows that. He's wherever he's played the first match, he's got man of the match, and I don't think so anybody has done that ever before. First match in Euros, man of the match. First match in Champions League, man of the match.
England
first
match
in Premier League, First match in Premier League, man of the match. First match in Premier League against Liverpool, man of the match. Right?
Man of the match.
First match in League Cup against Liverpool, man of the match.
Man of the match.
and that too against Liverpool, and here in England and Champions League. I don't remember which was his first game against, but then he got the man of the match. Right?
He only deals with man of the matches. First time, everything man of the match. That's what he deals with. Declare man of the match disease. he's got the man of the match disease. Look, unbelievable. Ishan, what rating you're giving him?
Regarding that match, I have to give rating to him just by virtue of one match. That match was 8 definitely, but then I think so. If looking at the whole season, and he's not played in few, and Scotland has had got knocked out earlier, maybe that might come down to 7 or 7.5. So whatever you give.
You know what? I just want to write a quick note beside Gilmour so that people don't. I'm going to say exception. Yeah. This is an exception. I know if we look at it from a Reece James point of view, then obviously it's not going to marry up. But I need to have it as an exception because he got a man of the match, man. He got man of the match. So for me, 8 for him, but it's an exception because it was only the one game. Okay. Mateo Kovacic, ladies and gentlemen, live chat. Let me know what your thoughts were about Mateo Kovacic. I thought against England, that first game, Mateo Kovacic was very good. Kovacic actually played very, very decent. As I said, most parts of the game, Croatia was probably ahead of England. Once again, they don't have a good striker, so they can't do anything from that perspective. Against Scotland, he played really well. I didn't get to watch against the Czech Republic. It was 0-0 anyway. Against Spain, I missed that madness, how they came back 3-0. Ishan, how was Kovacic in that game?
Oh, brilliant. And that's the game where Kovacic just clicked. Out of nowhere, he just clicked. and before that in the tournament, he was quite a bit loose, He was not getting that pace, that spark in him. But that match, out of nowhere, boom, there comes Mateo Kovacic, Champions League winner. Oh man, what a performance that game is. But then yes, on an overall basis, majority part in the tournament, Kovacic hasn't been that influential to Croatia. And so hasn't the whole Croatian team, let's be honest here. Because Croatia, we were expecting a lot from them. We expecting that they would top the group.
Yeah, especially that group. I don't know top against England, but at least be closer to England.
Yeah,
in that group.
Not true. But then again, having the likes of so many experienced players in Croatia and England, they were budding guys, right? I expected Croatia to win that game, and also I expected Croatia to at least be very good against the other teams as well. But then they did not click as a unit, and it's quite surprising. The performance in the World Cup, it was so beautiful, and the performance here in Euros, it just dipped down massively. So yeah, I mean, giving a rating to Kovacic. I don't know, man. A 5.5 or a 6.
Yeah, live chat saying 6.5. Too much?
I think so. Yeah, maybe a 5.5 or a 6. I think so. That's it. But the one game that he had against Spain, that was very influential and very, very impactful. So, but then the other games, he did not have a good game time. Also, Croatia did not, do good as a unit.
As a unit, yeah, true. I've given him a 6. I've been a bit kind. Ended up giving him a 6. As Declan in Ireland, once again, thank you so much for the stats. Played 4 games, 341 minutes, 1 assist. I watched that England game and I watched the Scotland game. He was quite good in both of those games, so maybe a 6. And as Ishan is saying, against Spain, he was definitely very good. I didn't watch that game, so we'll bump him up to a 6. Have we now finished with everyone? Have we got 1, 2, 3?
What about the champs?
5, 6. Oh yeah! Oh my God! Jorginho and Emerson. Oh my God! What about the champs? Exactly. What about the champs? How can we forget about them? All right, let's talk about Emerson. We'll leave the best for the last because I feel like Jorginho was the best one. Emerson, live chat. Let me know what your thoughts are. Ishan, Spinazzola was the main guy for Italy. Spinazzola was one of the top performers in this competition, in this tournament. For Italy, he was unbelievable. Very sad the way he got that Achilles injury. We don't know whether he's ever going to come back to that levels again. Can you imagine? Jose Mourinho goes to Roma. He's probably licking his lips for a player like Spinazzola, and then he gets that injury. And who knows? Maybe Emerson goes to Roma now. I don't know. Maybe Emerson goes to Roma. I must say, though, Ishan, Emerson came in for Spinazzola. He did a job. He did a job. Last game against Spain. Yeah, it was Spain in the semifinals, right? Yeah, Spain, he was very decent, solid. He didn't give up. And against England, he was definitely good, my man. Defensively good. Going forward, he made the overlapping runs, found gaps, whipped in some crosses, nice crosses. There was one cross, I think, in the second half he put in beautifully, and no Italian players were there. There was one player, I think it might have been Belotti, who got in, but just couldn't tap that in. But for me, Emerson was very good, man. What's your thoughts?
No, he did a good job. Knowing the fact that Spinazzola went out, everybody was like, Emerson is a liability now. Italy have a flaw in them. There's a cavity there. We can make use of that. Take advantage of that position from that flank. But then he played very good, not just defensively, but then offensively as well. Yes, there's one argument in the chat that yes, the goal against England in the final
from his side
came from that end. Understandable, but the thing was that Trippier wasn't marking the Luke Shaw there. I mean, I'm sorry, what I'm saying is that the right back,
the right guy,
plays the right back.
I think it was it Lorenzo, Daniel Lorenzo,
Di Lorenzo, yeah.
Di Lorenzo.
He wasn't marking Luke Shaw, so he should have marked Luke Shaw there. So, but then Emerson has been good. He's been very good, and not just defensively. I'm a fan of Emerson's attacking progress, and he showed that. He's very good there. Majority in the second half yesterday, I've seen him play, more inside. He was there for the cut passes. He was there to flick a pass there. I mean, he was playing like a winger. Then that astonished me. And he has that winger mindset. You know
what? He's got he's not slow. He's not a slow player, and he has good passing abilities as well. So I'm not saying he's fantastic, but I think he's decent. He would be a decent Chelsea left backup. Like if Chilwell starts, the main guy,
exactly.
He would be decent left back to be a backup to Chilwell. He could do more than a job. I feel he deserves a lot more respect. I mean, 2 things I want to ask you, Ishan, and live chat as well. I want to ask you guys. One, would you like to see him as a Chelsea backup left back and let go of Alonso, and then he could definitely deputize someone like Chilwell being the main left back? Or 2, do you think he should be getting some decent offers now from Italy because that's where he wants to go? I think he should be getting somewhere around 25 to 30 million easy. For someone like Roma, or he's been linked with Inter Milan as well. He's been linked with whoever else, Napoli, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he has a market over there.
Yeah, 100%, man. He's won the Champions League. He's got a Champions League winning medal. He's won the Euros now. So the valuation should be up. And he's played very decent in the 2 games that he's played. He's been very decent. There is a good question that you've asked: that would you like to see him get more game time outside, or maybe stay at Chelsea and do what he did for so many seasons, that be a rotation guy and play few odd games in the span of in half a month. So yeah, I mean, I think so. It would be better for Chelsea to sell Alonso and keep Emerson, because Emerson is a guy who would accept the fact that yes, he's a backup left back, and let Chilwell do his thing. And whenever the time comes and whenever the games comes, there are lots of games to play. So he will feature. He will definitely feature. And if we sell, I don't think so. We should be selling both of Alonso and Emerson. That would be,
that'd be a bit of craziness. Yeah, who's the backup?
Yeah, and I think so. Emerson, Marcus Alonso wouldn't accept to be that substitute guy for a long period of time. I don't think so. He's that. We've seen that against Lampard. He had that banter with him in the 3-3 draw against Southampton, if I'm not wrong. And they had that altercation, and he was.
Oh no, West Brom 3-3 against West Brom, but half time 3-0.
West Brom. Yeah, exactly. And after that, he wasn't featuring anymore, and we were hearing all the news for him leaving and going back to Atletico Madrid and all those stuff. So I don't see Marcus Alonso being that guy who sit on the bench for majority of the part of the tournament. I think so. Emerson would, and Emerson, like I said even before, he's a guy who would humble himself and say, yes, if I get this many gaming time, this many matches in this whole season, I'll be happy. So I think so. It'll make more sense to keep Emerson.
Yeah, man. I mean, if he's happy as a rotational player, I don't mind one bit. Some of the live chat is saying sell. I mean, if we're selling both Alonso and Emerson, I mean, who's going to be the backup? Do you know what I mean, to Chilwell? Unless you're saying to keep Alonso. Alonso is probably the one that probably is heavily linked with Inter Milan. So, and he probably wants first team opportunities. I don't think he's happy to just stay in the bench any longer. But we'll see what happens there. I've given Emerson a 6 because I thought he played decent against Spain and England, more than decent. Eventual winners as well of the Euro 2020. Yeah. So that's an additional probably 0.5 that I've given him. True. He probably was a 5.5, bumped him up an extra 5.5. So give him a 6. Ishan, you happy with that, yeah?
Yeah. And the fact that he's featured in the final where they've won, gets him an extra 0.5 points. So 6 is definitely a good shot.
Brilliant. Live chat, let me know if you are happy with the Emerson 6 out of 10. And then if you're not, give us the reasons. All right, Jorginho. My man. I don't know who. Okay, here's a question for you before we get to Jorginho and live chat for as well. Who's your player of the tournament?
Just for Italy or as a whole?
As a whole.
Everybody. Donnarumma got it right, and I was shocked, man. I was shocked.
Donnarumma ended up getting it. I mean, I do understand because he was mad against Spain. True. And then obviously, and not just Spain, he's made
won them 2 penalty shootouts. Right?
Exactly, and not just that, he was rock solid in other matches as well, man, as a keeper.
Yeah, so the fact that he's won them 2 penalty shootout is a good shout, but I would say Donnarumma, I would like to keep him as the goalkeeper of the season and give my Jorginho as the player of the season. You know what I mean?
Raheem Sterling comes close as well.
Raheem Sterling had a fantastic season, and I did not expect that. He's outshone everybody else. He's proved wrong everybody else, and also Harry Kane. We've been waiting to see that guy score goal for England, and he did.
Harry Kane came on a little bit after the first 3 games.
He came in the knockouts.
Knockout stages. Yeah.
So definitely, Sterling was very good. I think so. If you'd ask me the top three, best 3, I would say Jorginho, Sterling, and Donnarumma.
Yeah, I mean Donnarumma did win. I feel like there's Chiesa has to be in the mix somewhere as well. Chiesa was fantastic.
He's my man, Chiesa.
I mean, if I was to. We'll get to the rating, but if I was to say, and it may sound like I'm being biased, but Jorginho would probably have to be my player of the tournament.
Yeah,
then,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Jorginho player of the tournament, Donnarumma, Chiesa, Sterling, and whoever else after that. Unless you want to put Sterling ahead of Donnarumma. Maybe Jorginho, Sterling, Donnarumma, Chiesa. That's probably how I would put it. Live chat, let me know what your thoughts are. Now let's talk about the ratings. Ishan, what would you rate Jorginho in this tournament? Yet another European trophy, Champions League, Europa League, Euros. This man has got the gold everywhere now. He's just collecting the gold.
The one thing that's eating me from yesterday, eating me from inside, is the fact that he missed the penalty. And it would have been pinch perfect if he'd scored that penalty, and
he would have killed it. He would have killed off England.
Oh my god! But I mean, it's eating me from inside, man. Right from yesterday, I don't. Even if Italy won it, right, and I wanted Italy to win because they were more deserving. But I could not be happy because he missed it, and I really wanted him.
Ishan, it seemed like it was written like a fairy tale story that Jorginho is the guy who's going to put the dagger in England. Like I felt like it was a story, and maybe it was too good to be true. That's why he ended up missing it. But maybe, and it would have been really nice had he got that.
Maybe he actually would have ended up beating Messi in the Ballon d'Or if he would have scored. So yeah, I mean, I think so. It's whatever it's written, the fate has to happen, right? So maybe he's missed. But then I'm so happy that let's not judge him by virtue of one penalty miss. He's been exceptional.
You have to look at the penalty that he got against Spain, against Unai Simon. He literally collapsed his legs. And you have to not just look at the penalties. You have to look at the duty, the responsibility he took for Italy. You have to take all of the matches.
I mean, just look at Italy against Spain and Italy against England. That guy has played 120 plus minutes for both the games.
Here we go. This guy, my man, never fails. Declan in Ireland, 7 games, 705 minutes with 93% passing accuracy. Declan in Ireland, please, if you can pull out the interceptions. I believe he's got the highest interceptions as well.
He actually did. I read that. Yes, he actually got the highest interceptions, and I think so. He's the man who's played the most number of minutes.
Yeah, and I don't think he's too far from recoveries and tackles as well. I think he's up there in those. Here we go. Someone's put in 25 interceptions recorded. I think that's the highest. So, oh man, he's definitely. I know Donnarumma got the player of the tournament, but for me, he's the player of the tournament. Ishan, is he your player of the tournament?
Yes, he's my player of the tournament. Definitely, Donnarumma is a good shout after he saved so many penalties. But then, yes, Donnarumma. I mean, Jorginho for me has been exceptional the whole tournament. He's played every single game, and he's barely been even substituted. Because Italy don't have the likes of Jorginho in the bench, the qualities that he possesses. Italy don't have that. And Roberto Mancini knows that. If I bench this guy, there are some qualities, there are many flaws in my team. So he binds the whole midfield that Jorginho is. That's exactly what he does. So definitely my man of the tournament. And I think so I'll give him a easy 9.5.
Look at this. 11 tackles, 43 balls recovered, according to UEFA website. There you go, man. Wow. They say he can't defend. Which is crazy. I fell for that trap as well. I honestly fell for that trap. And honestly, I'm so embarrassed that I fell for that trap, believing that he can't defend. It all comes down to the manager. It all comes down to the style, how they set up. Once you have all of that locked in, players like Jorginho will do a madness. We've now seen that for Italy. We've now seen that for Chelsea. I'm just upset that when it was under Frank Lampard time, a lot of us got fooled that this player was a nobody. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so upset that I got myself fooled that way. I've ended up giving him a 9 out of 10 because I felt like he was the best player in the tournament. Ishan, what would you say? Rating?
I said 9.5.
Oh, you said 9.5.
But I mean, there are no flaws. Did Jorginho leave any sort of flaw in his gameplay? I did not see anything. Apart from that missed penalty and not judging him by virtue of his penalty scoring abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, his whole gameplay has been fantastic. Yes, just the first half against England in the finals was a bit patchy, but it was not just Jorginho, it was collectively the whole Italian squad who was, just giving away all the balls. They were not very clinical with the passing. It was not just alone Jorginho. But then if you look at this at an overall basis, I think so he's been exceptional and a standout.
Yeah, man, I have to agree. Definitely stand out. I think we've covered all the players. I'm just going to do a quick roundup here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. There you go. 17 Chelsea players in Euros. We've done the ratings. Check it out. Looks like
we've missed one. We've missed one.
Declan Rice.
Declan says Rice is my best Chelsea player of the tournament.
I can imagine Declan always saying that. Always. The best Chelsea player, Declan Rice. There you go. Look, I mean, maybe the next Euros, he's probably going to be a Chelsea player and we'll be doing his ratings. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The standout performers for us, we've given Azpilicueta a 7. We've given Kante, I believe, a 7 as well. Gilmour was an exception. We've just rated him on 1 game. I know Reece James 1 game as well, but this one was an exception because it was man of the match. 8. Yeah. So however you want to treat it. Jorginho standout 9.5. Christensen, I think we gave him an 8 as well. I'm pretty sure we gave him an 8 or 8.5.
8.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look as the ticker is coming along. It's exciting for all of us what the ticker is going to say. Oh, yeah, Kai Havertz. We gave Kai Havertz an 8 as well. Yeah, rightly so. Rightly so. He deserves an 8. Kai Havertz was fantastic. Where's Christensen? There you go, 8. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. Hope you guys have we're more or less close to what you guys think as well in terms of the ratings. If there's any disagreements, please comment and let us know. But Ishan, are you happy with the ratings overall?
Yeah, 100%. Totally. Except Declan Rice.
Except Declan Rice. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, check out the pinned message in this particular live chat. Some latest news on Haaland. Apparently, Chelsea are going to shape up a big offer for Haaland. And hopefully we see something about this sometime this week. We may talk about this tomorrow in the stream. We should be back 11 a.m. UK time tomorrow. I'm hoping we'll get Ishan. We'll see if Ishan's free. If not, might bring someone else, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, as the news develops, we'll hopefully have more news by tomorrow. So guys, if you've enjoyed this, smash the like button before you go. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. And Race to 6,000 is on. Hit the bell notification and check out the Lionel Messi the video that we just did. I'll just drop the link here right now so that you guys can have a look. We just did a Lionel Messi video not that long ago. Literally, I mean today, honestly. So I'm just going to drop that link here, guys, right now. Check out that video if you have the time. It's a tribute to Lionel Messi. Likes and views on that will be much appreciated. But yeah, until next time, everyone, take care and see you again.